Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Sunda?
Yes.
Did you want to tell the folks
I wanted to
about?
make sure that you guys are on Amazon.com and you're buying Black and White and Straight Outta Jersey, featuring JLTV's own Sunda.
Sunda has cut a CD of her stand-up comedy. It is one of the great stand-up comedy performances in history.
Yes, and James wrote some of the jokes.
Yes.
So make sure that you go to Amazon.com and buy Black and White and Straight Outta Jersey, because you're not going to find too many people who are black and white and straight out of Jersey and still surviving to tell the story. All right, let's keep moving.
Okay, joining us now, we have our New York bureau chief, Chris Edling, here to tell us. Yes,
handsome.
Chris Edling, here to tell us about the most pressing and important stories confronting the Jewish people. Chris, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you both doing?
You guys, you look great.
Thank you. So do you. Feeling is mutual.
Thank you. Thank you. It's James's dress.
Yes. I was going to wear this, but, you know, it looked
He
better
looks
on
good in
Sunda.
pistachio, doesn't he?
He does. It's a good color for him.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much. All right, Chris, what's going on? Things are getting nutty in the world of Judaism.
As always, things are getting very nutty. Our first story this week is from Apple Computers. As you may have heard, is causing some controversy in the Jewish community. Some ultra-conservative, some ultra-Orthodox rabbis are calling for people to burn their iPhones. Burn the iPhone. So the main problem is that the new iPhone 5 with the new operating system has something in it that is not showing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Very religious Jews, of course, are looking at this and saying, is this intentional? Is this a political statement? Or, is this just some sort of computer error? And there are, in fact, many computer errors on the new operating system.
But is it a computer error, or does Apple have a history of this?
Well, it's hard to say, because it's not just that it's not listed as the capital, it's also the case that on the world clock function, Jerusalem as a city is not listed as part of Israel. It's just a city without a country. It's sort of a standalone thing. So
well, that's not an accident.
That's wrong. That's not a mistake.
So so needless to say, the Jewish community is very upset. And as you also know, this is not the first time that controversy has been caused by Jerusalem not being acknowledged as part of Israel.
Yeah, it happens often.
Happened this summer, the Summer Olympics. The BBC website did not initially acknowledge Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Eventually, they did make some concessions where they basically said, Jerusalem is the seat of government, but the embassies are located elsewhere, and they did the same for Palestine. So, yeah, it is a charged issue.
Well, the BBC got some heat from
Palestine, where is that?
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Yeah. So wait. So Apple and the BBC actually did make some changes once the heat was on, but on the old iPhone, the 4 or the 4S, did the world clock show Jerusalem as a city in Israel? Do you know?
That I don't know. I'm not aware of that from my sources.
Wow. So rabbis are just like,
Wow,
burn the
rabbis
iPhone 5.
Burn it.
I'm not buying the iPhone 5 until Apple fixes this.
That's right.
Not just because it's sold out and I can't get it for another 6 months, but I'm still not buying it until Apple fixes it.
The other thing is iPhone's main competitor, which is the Android phone put out by Google, has a clear advantage with the Jewish community in this area because Google Maps does in fact show Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, thus avoiding the problem as far as the Jewish community is concerned, at least.
All right, Chris, what else is going on? We know there's another pressing issue.
So our other main story this week is coming out of the conservative branch of Judaism is causing a stir in the gay and lesbian community. As you may know, the conservative branch of Judaism has recently recognized same-sex marriages and provided rights for same-sex couples to be married, but it's causing a bit of a skirmish because actually the way it comes out in terms of the ceremony, the marriages themselves are more equal than traditional straight marriages. Now, this needs to be explained a bit. In the traditional conservative Jewish marriage, the husband acquires the wife. Now, in a same-sex marriage, you don't have this sort of dominant party acquisition of the other party. They both enter into the marriage as equal parties and both acquire the partnership, as it were.
So this is this upsetting conservative Jews, or is this upsetting same-sex couples?
Or straight people.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be upsetting same-sex couples. It does seem to be upsetting conservative Jews who are claiming that this is an example of the religious faith taking a second seat to people's ideological and political alliances. I mean, in a sense, it's difficult because there are so many members of the conservative Jewish community who do support same-sex marriage, and so by allowing that and by providing for that and trying to figure out legally, according to Jewish law, how to allow that is very difficult. I mean, it's hard to make a decision on one side or the other. On the one side, you alienate members of your own community. On the other side, you go against Jewish law. And then the other community that's very upset about this, quite frankly, are straight women who are saying,
The breeders.
yeah, well, the same-sex couples, it's so equal. But for the straight marriages, there's still this male dominant party acquiring the female. And the problem came out also with divorces.
I'm glad you came out and talked about this because, it comes up often and a lot of people need clarity. And thanks to you, James and Sunda can now offer our expertise.
Well, yes.
And I demand my rights as a breeder now. That's it.
Breeder, she's going.
I'm a breeder.
There you go. Your words, not mine.
That's right.
Chris, we thank you very much. We will see you soon on the show with more updates on our New York City Bureau Chief, Chris Edling. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.